The number 1 overall selection in the 2010 NHL entry draft belongs to. The number 1 selection in the 2011 NHL entry draft belongs to. The number 1 overall selection in the 2012 NHL draft belongs to. And we have a winner. The first overall pick in the 2015 NHL draft belongs to the Edmonton Oilers.
I thought it was great. Connor McDavid. Four first overall picks in what, 5 years? No, it's 6 years. God, we suck.
Good evening, everybody. This is 3 Points Dave here from beerleagueheroes.com. Just got some questions here sent to me from my buddy Kelly regarding the lottery. That's going to be my vlog for tonight. And tomorrow night's going to be the post-game recap. So, let's get right to it. This vlog isn't going to be very long. Let's get right to it. Question 1. What should the Oilers do if they win the lottery and get the first pick? Well, obviously, you're going to say get Matthews, right? I mean, he's been compared to the likes of Leon Draisaitl, a guy like that. Personally, myself, if you're gonna pick Matthews, if the Oilers get the first pick, I'd look at trading Nuge, quite frankly. But at the same, because I mean, you can't keep Nuge as a third line center at $6 million a year. It's just not going to happen. And if you package Nuge up in a deal, you can get a good defenseman and a third line center for Nuge, right? But I mean, I've also been hearing from fans that I would trade the pick. And you know what? The first overall pick may get you even a good defenseman. So we'll see what the Oilers do on that. 2. Would you be concerned if the Oilers went in to next season with 3 players under the age of 22 down the middle? McDavid, Draisaitl, and Matthews. Potentially Matthews. I'm still going to go with Nuge. Now, but with this question, I'm not overly concerned because these 3 centers, they have the smarts that veterans do. They already play like that. I mean, Draisaitl with his smarts and his physique, his strength, it's already of a 10-year vet. McDavid with his vision, his IQ, his hockey sense, his smarts, the whole kit and caboodle, it's already that of a 10-year vet, right? Now I'll be honest, Matthews hasn't really impressed me. He just hasn't. I'd rather have Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. But if you go in with Matthews, I'm going to be a little bit worried simply because I haven't watched him enough for him to turn my head. But that's just my opinion. Draw your own conclusions. 3rd question. If the Oilers landed the number 2 or 3 picks, should they continue the process of picking the most skillful player, Patrik Laine, or take the more all-rounded player, Jesse Puljujärvi? Now this is kind of a trick one because I guess not really. The Oilers have been taking the best player in the draft the past 6 years. Look at where it's got us, right? I mean, with the exception of the 3rd overall and 14 with Leon Draisaitl, and then 7th overall in 2013 with Darnell Nurse, we've been taking the best player in the draft. We took Yakupov, we took Taylor Hall, we took Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, we took Connor, obviously. And I mean, with all due, Connor and Leon and Darnell, I'm not going to count them in this because I mean they haven't been around 6 years of losing. Hall has and Nuge has. Now, I don't believe that you take the most skillful player. This time around, I think you have to take the guy that's more developed, so to speak, and that's Jesse Puljujärvi. I do believe that he's the better player. I've watched Jesse Puljujärvi and Patrik Laine both play, and I can honestly say, I'm pretty good at prospects and watching them and grading them and whatnot, and I would say right now, Jesse Puljujärvi is the better player. Is he going to be the better player 10 years from now? Hard to say. But I do believe that right now the Oilers would, if I'm Chiarelli, I'm looking at taking Jesse Puljujärvi because he is the more well-rounded player, and it won't take as much time to develop him. Moving on. Number 4. If the Oilers get if the Oilers get one of the big Finns, what would that mean for Ebbs or Yak? Jordan Eberle or Neil Yakupov? Now, I believe that if we take one of the big Finns, you're going to see at least one of those guys go. My guess is Eberle. I understand the fans' criticism and hate of Neil Yakupov because of his IQ and the non-use of his teammates and all this and that and everything else, right? But at the same time, Eberle's $6 million. Nail Yakupov is 2.5. You know, who you trading? You know, if you want to really improve the back end of your team, you're going to trade the higher salary, obviously, right? In the end, I see them both going, to be honest. I see Yak going in a package deal with somebody. I'm not going to say who because I don't know. But I see Jordan Eberle going in a package deal, maybe with Yak. Maybe with Yak. If we draft a big Finn, maybe with Yak. For a big winger and a top 4 defenseman. Moving on. 5. What's the best case scenario if the Oilers out of the draft? Well, I quite frankly think that we should trade a core talent at the draft for a defenseman. I agree with him. Not so much on grabbing a defenseman in the draft. Like, you could go with Jacob Chikrin or that other defenseman, that Oli, whatever his name is. I don't remember his name. With all due respect to you, I don't remember your name. But I do believe that they should trade for a defenseman. Trade a core guy, especially if they get one of the top 3 picks. You trade a core talent for a top defenseman that can play now, right? And then you go, and then, you know, then they won't be drafting any of those top defensemen that are highly rated in the draft. Like, they won't be because they won't have a pick to do it, right? So I see it kind of, unless they trade that pick for, you know, another top 10 pick, I could see the possibility of grabbing a prospect. But that's the only way I see acquiring a defenseman and another defensive prospect in the draft. You know, if you're talking first round. Later rounds, okay, I understand Beerly Kiro's point. I understand that 100%. But that's a touchy thing because, like I said, unless you get assets, you're not going to do it. You know, you're going to get your defenseman that can play now, your top 3, top 4, top 2, whatever, but you're not going to get that defensive prospect that can play right now, right? Unless you go in the later rounds, then sure, I can see that happening. Number 6. Should the Oilers trade down from their position regardless of where the lottery balls dropped and collect more assets? Example, best right-hand defensive prospects. I don't think so. You know, unless you're gonna acquire roster players that can play now, like what Shirley did last summer at the draft, I don't think that they should trade down. You know, if they land a top 3 pick, excuse me, I do think they'll keep that pick. You know, but I mean, if they get outside the top 3, they're gonna trade it. I mean, that's obvious. You know. Excuse me. I mean, so we'll see what happens. The lottery is April 30th, so Oilers fans, tune in. It's going to be, unfortunately, a big day for Oilers fans. It's another top pick. You know, I'm getting sick of talking about the lottery every damn year, to be honest. But now that we have an established GM that can build a winner, I'm really looking forward to seeing what Shirley does this offseason. I'm looking forward to it. All right, so I don't think that they should trade down. No. Unless they're picking outside the top 3, then if you want to get assets, sure. But down, you better get a defenseman that can play right now. You better get a guy that can play right now. That's the only way I would agree with trading down. Other than that, screw that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Number 7. And this is the final question. What should the Oilers' draft strategy be going into the draft? Okay. Draft strategy. Now, like I said, I've said it a million times. If they get a top 3 pick, keep it. Take Matthews, Laine, or Puljujärvi. Done. That's it. Okay? And then that way, if you get one of those guys, that opens up a core piece like an Eberle, like a Hull, to be expendable. Okay? That's under the rug. Now, if you're going to trade the pick down, like say you pick in 4, 5, 6, 7, you trade the pick and you get some assets. You get some roster players. You package up that pick with other picks, and then you get some roster players, like an Eric Greiba, you know, like these guys that they got at the draft, like a Cam Talbot, that kind of thing. You get guys that can play now. You know, you package up a core player with the draft pick, get more draft picks in later rounds, so to speak, like 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, whatever, right? And then you get that top defenseman. You get more picks, and you keep drafting defensive prospects. That's what you do. Now, I know for a fact right now that we're gonna take we're gonna make 3 or 4 picks again this year. We're not gonna do a whole lot pick wise, because Shirley's gonna be like, you know what? I want to improve this team right now. I want to improve this team right now. We need the playoffs next season, or that's it, bust. You know, so. Whew. That's it for the vlog, guys. This is 3 Points Day for BeerLeagueHeroes.com. I'll have my vlog for the post game up, like Monday morning. Yeah, Monday morning. All right. Like, share, comment, subscribe, the whole bit. Love you guys. Catch you later.